Thank you, Senator Cotton. Now, via WebEx, let me recognize Senator Gillibrand.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Dalton, the recent Log4j, SolarWinds, and Treasury Department hacks show how challenging cyber intrusions can be on our national security, and we'll continue to see these threats continue and elevate into 2022. The office you're nominated for has in the past overseen the Defense Critical Infrastructure Program, DCIP. Do you think DCIP is up to date in its ability to provide solutions in the event of cyber or technological harm done to our critical infrastructure? Further, do you see ways where DCIP can improve its work with the private sector and civilian institutions?
Senator, thank you for highlighting this challenge, and this would be among the top priorities that I would plan to tackle if confirmed in this portfolio, because I do believe that we need to look at the appropriate frameworks, policies, approaches, and tool sets to be able to address state-based threats to our critical infrastructure that unfortunately have been manifesting over the last number of years. So if confirmed, would certainly look forward to working with the Department of Homeland Security, Cybercom, with, if confirmed, Dr. Plum's office overseeing the DASD cyber policy to ensure that we have the right approaches to understand the threat, and to be able to provide the appropriate level of protection and resilience necessary to address that challenge. Thank you.
As a follow-up, can you speak to how you view the staffing and personnel challenges that the government faces when it comes to cybersecurity and tech expertise? I've repeatedly heard about cybersecurity and tech staffing deficiencies across government agencies, including at the DoD. What plans do you have for improving the recruitment, training, and retention of high-quality cyber and tech expertise at the department? And will you work with my office on issues regarding cyber and tech personnel?
Senator, thank you for highlighting this. I know there's been a number of external studies looking at this challenge as well the last number of years, and I do agree that we need to remain focused on bringing in talent from academia, from the tech sector, more broadly from the private sector, to really build within our ranks. I think there's also considerable capacity within the National Guard, given their career day jobs as well, that we can be better harnessing. And so absolutely, if confirmed, would look forward to working with you and your team to advance those goals.
Mr. Plum, as ASD for space policy, part of your duties will include coordinating our space policy and other agencies. What is your strategy for coordinating with our other agencies like the State Department's Office of Space Affairs to ensure that we are maintaining our leadership and promoting our values in space?
Thank you for that question, Senator. Absolutely think that promoting values in space, including norms and rules of behavior, and helping lead the international community towards that is important. State Department, in my view, and they should be the lead on these issues at the UN, DoD, and support, and I'd work closely with my state counterparts and across the interagency to coordinate that type of messaging and efforts.
I'm concerned that our lack of international agreements barring conventional weapons in space has led to a space arms race that threaten our civil and commercial space systems in space. Will you play a role in developing international norms about the use of weapons in space and adhere to them while developing this policy?
Senator, thank you. I do agree that the need for norms and rules of behavior in space is absolutely essential. I think one of the issues that makes space unique is that destructive tests like the Russians have recently conducted challenges access to all spacefaring nations, and we need to find ways to prevent that type of problem.
And how will your organization work across the department to effectively manage the threat of anti-satellite capabilities demonstrated by our adversaries, as you mentioned?
Senator, I think that anti-satellite capabilities, obviously on the tip of our minds right now based on the Russian test recently, absolutely essential to find a way through that. I think one of the best ways the department could pursue to nullify that type of behavior is a architecture that's resilient enough to withstand a blow to one or several satellites. And so I think being able to reconstitute quickly and having a resilient architecture makes the attractiveness of a target much less. And I think that's a really important place, and I don't think we're moving fast enough, and we need to get going.
Dr. Wallander, in my last few moments, we've heard reports of Russia conducting numerous cyber attacks against Ukrainian citizens, to include directly threatening Ukrainian soldiers and their families through text messages. What role can your office play in supporting the Ukrainian government in countering those malicious activities?
Senator, thank you for highlighting that Russian activities are not merely the apparent ones of conventional military force concentrations, but actually cover a spectrum of aggressive attacks and efforts to disable Ukrainian resistance and resilience itself. If confirmed, I would look forward to working with Dr. Plum's team, if confirmed, in focusing on countering Russian cyber operations, in which public reporting is we have had some successes in the last few years, and we need to build on the capabilities and the experience that DoD has already implemented in order to effectively help Ukraine resist those kinds of attacks.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Gillibrand. Now, let me recognize via WebEx